So I think I'm onto something here. Um, this whole area along my driveway that you can see is thriving. Not only is it planted in mulch from yard waste and stuff like that, but the point of this video, all of these plants are sunflowers, and last year I had a big problem where the soil was being dried out by the sun, and it dried out the plants. And then when the plants dry out, they provide a good amount of cellulose for insects. So all of my insects in my garden just destroyed all of my plants, pretty much. So this year I did some thinking. I wanted more bees, more pollinators in my garden. So obviously you get pollinated, all of your plants get pollinated. I wanted more green material for the bugs to eat that they would eat, that wasn't my plants that I cared about. And, I wanted a little bit more shade on the soil to protect my plants from the sun. Down here in Georgia, the sun is ridiculous. It's really hot. It really scorches the earth all day long. So in here, I got a big bag of black beans, because they're my favorite, from the grocery store. And I just scattered them in the ground where I didn't necessarily want to plant anything, because this is all supposed to be flowers to attract pollinators. So I figured, why not try this experiment out? So I scattered the black beans, and then I got a big bag of bird seed, the sunflower bird seed. It's 100% sunflowers. So along with my bean plants, I scattered all of these sunflower seeds, and I put it everywhere else, even between the plants that I didn't want necessarily to get choked out by the sunflowers, kind of as a way to camouflage my plants from insects. Last year, my wife, she likes flowers. She likes sunflowers, and she wanted me to plant some sunflowers. So I spent the money on real sunflower seeds, and it was a waste because only a couple of them came up. And the ones that did come up, most of the time insects ate them. So I know that insects are going to go after the sunflowers. So if you get a big bag of sunflowers, I think it's like $10 for a whole bag of them. It's cheap. Just scatter it in between your plants. So you get the solar protection. When they die, they turn back into mulch. You get the flowers, so you get pollinators. I think these are mixed species of sunflowers. I don't know. There's some small ones, there's some big ones. We'll see how big they get. I might have a couple mammoths in here, so if you have mammoth, sunflower seeds, you could, eat them. So it'll give you a source of food. Another thing I noticed when I had scattered the bird seed through my garden, I had a bunch of birds. So the birds came down and they started eating away at the bugs, and this became their habitat now. So they're always revisiting, looking for more seeds and finding more bugs instead. So they're eating the bugs, eating the seeds that, aren't going to seed and turn into sunflowers. And they, while they're down here, they got to poop. So there's free fertilizer from the birds that don't necessarily collect all their food from here. They might have gotten it from somewhere else, but they come here and they poop, and now my plants get that fertilizer. What else to say about this? Talked about the solar protection from the plants, decoys for the insects, pollinators. The birds come down. When at the end of the season, when they die off, just put them back in the earth. It's more mulch. They, have done the work of taking the minerals out of the soil and turning it into easily biodegradable mulch. So where your plants aren't doing it, they are doing it. And so next year you'll have better soil. I'm trying to think anything else. I'm about to get flowers on most of these, which is awesome. So you can see in here these spade-shaped leaves. These are all my beans. They're just hiding in there. And at this point last year, they were just attacked and annihilated. And I think it was $3 for a huge bag of these at the store. Beans are a wonderful source of vitamins, minerals, soluble, insoluble fiber. They're real good for your body. They got proteins, carbohydrates, all kinds of good stuff. Vitamins and minerals. And that's a good way to plant beans. Just scatter them on your mulch and with some sunflower seeds, apparently. So, again, I think I might be onto something. This might be an idea worth spreading, worth getting out there. I'm also doing this around, like I said, my other plants. I don't think it took too good over here. This is another beneficial planting. I got some peas in here, but the main thing is like the squash. It'll spread across the ground and protect the ground from, all the solar rays so that my tomatoes can grow up nice and big. My tomatoes get attacked all the time too. So I think I scattered some sunflower seeds in here. If not, I'm going to. I just ran out and I didn't think to do it over here. I'll show you guys around my corn. Out here in front of the house, I planted some corn. I like to put, the gardens beneath the eaves of the roof because all the rain is going to come off and just water my plants. And if you think about, inches per rain, the inches of rain per square foot that you get in your area, it's a rainwater collector. Your roof, ladies and gentlemen, is a rainwater collector. So plant your gardens so they collect the rain. And, not necessarily just beneath your house, that's a good idea, but say these get overflowed and your yard is a huge surface area. Your land, if you look at the slope of this, our house is built up and then it flows down this way to the edge of the property there. So I have more plants down there. I want to expand this little garden to kind of do it in a swale with the topographics of my yard to collect more rainwater as it runs off. But that's another video. So these are my corns. Some of them don't make it. I think I'm suffering from weed paper that I can't find under there. Every once in a while, like a piece will come up, which leads me to believe that this whole thing, all of these, pre-established gardens areas had weed paper underneath of them. And I'm not a huge fan of weed paper because things like worms and funguses can't get through, and your taproots, if you can't find the weed paper to punch a hole through it to put your plants in, you're not getting a taproot through there. So your soil is not going to, especially if you're mulching, isn't going to break down as fast. Your plants aren't going to be able to go as deep and, get the water. Here we have sandy soil, and it's pretty much drains right out. So all your plants dry out down here most of the time, unless you have a good organic mulch. So these are corns. I scattered some sunflower seeds in here. They're popping up. I planted the corn before the sunflower. I'm trying to do some of the squash and the peas in here. The peas will climb up the stalk. That's another thing if I didn't talk about with the sunflowers. They create a stalk, and your things like peas can grow up them. Your viney plants. So the corn is surrounded, with these rocks, and that's another mulching video. But it does have all these sunflowers around here that hopefully will grow up very quickly and protect the land from being dried out by the sun. These are new ones. I didn't plant enough. I feel like I'm going to lose a couple. I started these in cedars, and then I realized that I could buy them at the store as well. I didn't have time to wait for the cedars to start, so I just went ahead and bought some more. I think that's Silver Queen, and these are Bread and Butter, the ones that I seeded. I like Bread and Butter. They're my favorite. Silver Queen's pretty good too, though. Yeah, more sunflowers. On the side of the house here, well, those are doing really good. On the side of the house, basil garden in the tire. This is the same result, pretty much. I didn't think this was going to do well at all. Because I just planted this, and last year when I just put my mulch down, it didn't have a chance to turn into soil yet. There is no weed paper under here, I know that for a fact. This was grass, and I just put mulch down on top of it and put my plants in. Yeah, so look at these sunflowers. They're doing fantastic. See this one here? This is what I'm talking about. Right there, an insect started eating at it. But my corn, that's hidden in there, right next to it, hasn't been touched. They haven't gone after it yet. These don't look that great. I imagine once their roots go out of where they're at and figure it out. But these haven't really been messed with. I mean, there's a little bit on the tip. But last year, I'm talking, they annihilated everything. Just all of the leaves were gone right away. I didn't do any kind of like insecticide. I don't believe in insecticide. I'm gonna try diatomaceous earth and Dr. Bronner's soap solutions, especially with the mint oil. You know, it keeps them back pretty well. Figure out how to do that first, because I tried it and it was too strong and I killed some of my plants that way. So look up how to do that for insecticides. That's another video. I'll do that. There's a lot of topics that I can do. You know, so stay tuned if you want to see more gardening videos. Definitely like, share, and subscribe as usual. You know, get this stuff out. This sunflowers idea, you might want to try this. If anything else, you'll have a bunch of flowers and it'll look great and smell nice, and you'll have plenty of bees. I don't think it's going to smother my plants. I think the only thing it's going to do is help my plants. So we'll see. I'll do like an update video on this to let you guys know. Here's more beans with sunflowers all around it. That's a sweet potato. So I think that's it for this one. You know, this is a good idea. I guess the title of this video should be "Why Plant Sunflowers" or something with your plants. I don't know. I'll figure out a title. Alright, I love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, spread the word. We're starting a movement in fixing the world. I love you guys. I'm out.